Hello, I'm Linda Bennett, your spiritual counselor and psychic host for Metaphysically Speaking. Tonight, it's open metaphysical questions, anything at all you want to ask. But right now, this is where we do personal questions. So 546-7379, personal questions right now. Everyone. The old number of 546-7379 is online. It wasn't last week, and as I was turning and looking, I said, what is that number doing there? So yes, it is 546-7379, and I understand we've added an extra line, so it ought to make it easier for several of you to get in. When we do open metaphysical questions, you can ask anything you like. Now, that's in the body of the program. Right now is when we do personal questions. If you'd like to ask a question about your job or your relationship or your financial circumstances, anything that pertains just to you, that is what we've got going here right now, and then again at the end of the show. During the body of the program, you can ask questions about angels or weather or karma or animals, anything you want to know about the universe. That's open metaphysical questions, okay? But don't say, gee, do angels love me? Making it personal, because some of you do that. It has to be of interest to everyone. But right now we've got personal questions. Caller, first name and comment or question. Okay, caller, first name and comment or question.
Hi, my name is Terry.
Hi, Terry.
And I have a couple of big decisions coming up within the next year, and I was just curious if you had any feelings about...
Well, give me a category only about one of them.
Moving out of state.
I see boxes around you, and you look like you're looking to decide what to throw out, so it does feel like a move out of state. Where would you be going?
Michigan. And my boyfriend has asked me to marry him, and I feel good about that.
Where in Michigan?
Iron Mountain, Michigan.
Okay. When were you planning on going? Because I'm feeling like a start and a stop and a start and a stop. What's
the date hasn't been for sure yet. It looks like around July or August of next year.
Okay. It might be a little sooner.
Sooner than that?
Yeah, it might be sooner, and I would go ahead and go when the doorway opens up. Okay?
Okay.
I feel like the start and stop kind of thing, it might be yes, no, or what's the date, what's happening here. Just go.
Uh-huh.
Okay?
Okay, great. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye.
Caller, first name and comment or question.
Hello.
Yes, go ahead.
Good evening. This is Anna Maria speaking. Mrs. Linda, please, I do have a lawsuit, and I like to, please, you look at how is everything going.
I feel in the long run it'll come out okay, but it feels very congested to me. So if you can possibly work with your attorney to stream...
Metaphysically Speaking.
Okay, Patty, we can hear you guys. We have to fix that audio.
Hold on.
Patty's working with us with the phones tonight. Usually Mary Louise is here. I'm feeling if you and your attorney can work to streamline whatever is going on, it feels like all knots to me and all cords running in and out. I want to see nice, smooth running pathway. So something is too mixed up or unfocused or not enough direction from the attorney. Something's going on. So work with your attorney very closely. Make sure all the details and information is lined up so it can go through smoothly. Otherwise, you're going to have more problems than you need. Okay, caller, first name and comment or question. Go ahead, caller. Go ahead, caller. Okay, we're having a little technical difficulties, as I say, this evening. And also, people, when you call, sit and listen to me through your phone. They can do that, right? Okay, turn your television off or we are going to get feedback and then you're going to get lost because you're just going to blow the system. So make sure that you do that, okay? All right, caller, first name and comment or question.
Hello.
Go ahead.
Yes, right now I'm going through a lot of changes, personally, moving. Do you see any changes in relationships?
Not for the time being. I just got like a no, and I'm just feeling like I don't feel very excited about anything that's going on in the love life situation right now, so I'm just feeling that Oh, maybe around Christmas time, January, February, something brand new is going to be happening for you. So in the meanwhile, just concentrate on everything else. Do your happy soulmate relationship now list that I talk about, and take it from there, because I do feel something's coming. But as long as something is coming, let's make sure that it's the very best. All right?
Okay, thank you.
You know, I always say that women spend more time picking out a dress for a date, men spend more time picking out a car than they do spouses. So if you'd spend just as much time, if not more, on picking out the right spouse, we all wouldn't have that kind of a problem, now would we? Caller, first name and comment or question. Go ahead, caller.
Hi, this is Gail. I am thinking about moving in with my boyfriend, and I just wanted to see what you had.
I feel a hesitancy. Is a hesitancy because it's what I feel you should wait on, or is this from you?
I'm sorry?
I'm feeling a hesitancy about this. Is it just me, or are you feeling hesitant about it?
I'm nervous because I have kids, and I'm just nervous about the situation.
Yeah. I would like you to wait until September.
September?
Let's see how things develop over the next few months, and I'm talking even like the end of September. So let's see. And you know what you may even want to do?
What's that?
You're going to have to go to his house?
No, he's going to come to mine.
Okay. Does he spend weekends there already?
Yeah, we spend a lot of time together.
Make it like for a week at a time, and then see how that works, and then another week at a time, see how that works, and see how things develop over a longer period.
Right.
Okay? I'm just feeling this is going to be more of an adjustment than you think.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, especially when children are involved.
Yeah, that's what I'm nervous about.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye.
Caller, first name and comment or question. Go ahead, caller. We lost the caller. All of you who are having the storms up there, I think the storms have already passed, so I'm sure that everyone is okay. If you're watching the show and there's no storm, it might be a re-air, but we're on live July 15th, 1996, and we had some great difficulties out there before. Talking about difficulties, I'm going to discuss a few things during the Open Metaphysical Questions and Answers class, and I would like you to call me about them. One is about the New Baptist Convention and what they're going to be doing to the Jewish people, and I would like your feedback on that, because I think it's very important that everybody in the community be aware of what one particular faction is doing. Also, I want to congratulate the city of Clearwater. They have instituted a new policy. Instead of having the crews come up and hack away at the trees because a branch is growing low, they're working to build support systems. There was a lovely article in the weekend paper on that. So they're building these big frames to house the big branches that allow the trees to continue to flourish without anybody getting knocked in the head. So what a wonderful idea, City of Clearwater. Congratulations. Now, if we could only do something about the Scientologists, then we would know what we're doing here. Caller, first name and comment or question. Caller.
My name is Annette.
Hello, Annette.
And I just have a lot of really personal stresses, and I'm just wondering if you see any changes coming in any of those areas, or anything good.
Well, I don't feel it's going to get worse for the time being. I feel like it's going to stay where it is for a while. Then in a couple of months, it's going to get a little better. Then that's going to be a plateau. Another couple of months, it's going to get better. This is going to go on to like April. So you can look forward to things at a slow, steady climb. And almost you won't notice it till you turn around and look back and say, oh, wow, look what I was doing a couple of months ago. So yes, it's going to be on a steady increase. It might be astrological. It just might be enough karma that you've built up. And it takes time to unravel. But I don't see it getting worse. Okay?
Okay.
Doesn't that make you happy? Caller, first name and comment or question. Caller.
Just 1 second.
Miss Sandra.
Okay, Sandra.
And I was just wondering if you saw somebody, a relationship in the future for me.
Yes, I do. I see. Did you finish with a relationship in the not too recently?
Yes, I did.
Okay. I'm getting like a little sticky with it. Are there things that are unresolved between the two of you?
We're trying to deal with how to let him spend time with our child and child support and stuff like that.
Okay. Try to do it on a friendly basis, okay?
Okay.
I'm feeling that this could be okay on a friendly basis, and not until next year is what I'm getting about another relationship for you. Okay. And you're going to have to be very careful in the future, just like this other gal who called about introducing another man into your life. And remember, you can't look at someone just as a potential mate for you. You're dealing with someone else now, so it's got to be a potential mate for you as well as a potential second father for your child.
Right.
Because, sometimes women especially don't pay attention. They think, oh, this is my dream man, but he doesn't happen to like children, or, pardon me, the children don't get along well. I'm not saying, by the way, that teenagers who tend to be very jealous, or the 9 and up who don't want mommy to remarry, I'm not saying pay attention to that. I'm talking about common sense, kindness, and the general ability to make relationships work. Okay?
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye.
Stay with us. We'll be back for more Metaphysically Speaking. Hello, I'm Linda Bennett. Do you have questions about your personal life, your family relationships? How about a love relationship? Are you in the right career? Perhaps you want to know why you're here on the planet to begin with. Well, call me for a private appointment at 736-4567. Also, if you would like to join us as an advertiser for Metaphysically Speaking, why not call 736-4567? And our first meta moment tonight, it's not so much how busy you are, but why you are busy. The bee is praised and the mosquito is swatted. I don't know who Marie O'Connor is, but she's a wonderful observer of what's going on here. A lot of times people are so busy running around doing things that they make themselves so busy focusing on one thing that's not terribly important, and they lose ground on things that are important. So this can be a way of avoiding realities of life. It can be a way of avoiding relationships. It can be a way of avoiding responsibility. Just because you're running around doesn't mean you're accomplishing anything. And if you have small kids at home, you know that happens to be true. We're waiting for open metaphysical questions and answers. And while we're doing that, I'm going to show you something very interesting. But for new viewers, open metaphysical questions means anything you want to ask about. Guardian angels, angels in general, crystals, near-death experiences, karma, astral projections, astrology, anything you want to know about metaphysics in general. Okay, that's what Open Met is all about, because this gives you a chance to find out the one or two things you might be interested in, or find out about something that you just heard perhaps and you're not too sure about, or maybe we covered in another show. And that's your opportunity to do that. Now, take a look at the program, and then on Tuesday, not tomorrow, but next Tuesday is when we have an entire evening of that at my center, and it's a wonderful opportunity to go even deeper in certain things. But now, I had a very lovely experience calling the County Extension Center. And Dr. Bill Kearns was an absolute delight. He's the head entomologist for the county. And I was inquiring about spiders. And he was kind enough to send me some great photographs, which we're going to be showing you here today, because I said, you know, every time I see a picture of or I get a description of a brown recluse, I don't know any more after I read the article than I did before. So what we're going to show you tonight is two sets of black widows first, then a third black widow, and then the brown recluse. What you are looking at in the first shot is a black widow on it from the top. And it just looks like any other black spider. And you see there are no markings on the back at all. It's just a black spider. The rounded part of it is, I would say, the size of a small pea from what I've seen. A small pea, or even smaller depending upon how old it is. Now when you look at the little red marking there, it's an hourglass shape. That's the neck on the shot. Right alongside it in the beige background is the tummy. That is the black widow. And it is very definitely bright orange, and it is very definitely an hourglass shape. That is the female black widow. The male black widow is much smaller, and his venom is much less intense than the female black widow. All these black widows, by the way, are found in enclosed spaces, or places that are very close to it, including, guys, your shoes if you leave them in the garage, or your gardening gloves. I take all my gardening stuff and bring it in the house and leave it in the laundry room. Wash it out, leave it in the laundry room, because I don't want anything crawling in there. Before you put your hands and your feet in anything that's outside or that's been in a closet for quite some time, squish it, step on it, make sure that you don't have anything lurking in there. Now the next one is underneath the first shot of the black widow is the red widow, which I had no idea existed. That is the top of it. It's the reddish legs, as you can see. The body is black, but with orange markings on it. little speckles. And now the next shot of it is the tummy of the red widow, and you can see it's not an hourglass shape, but it is an orange marking under there, but you can see very clearly the reddish rusty color legs and the black body. That is in this area. Not as much apparently as the black widow, and the next one that's been coming in, which is the brown widow, which I never heard of in my life. You can see the brown widow has dark legs, dark top body, like the black widow, but the body of it is like this medium color brown with very light modeling on it, modeling colors. Now look at the tummy of it, and you can see that the body is brown, and again you have the hourglass. And in that picture, I don't think you can see it on your TV, but you can see the thread of the silk of the brown widow coming out. This apparently is new to the area, and they're coming in quite frequently. They used to be on the other coast. They are now here. And they have a nasty bite. If you've been bitten, get help immediately. Just wash it and get yourself in the car and get to the nearest hospital. The next one has been causing all the publicity. And quite frankly, I can't tell the difference between this and a lot of other spiders I see, but it's the brown recluse. And you can see that the legs are like a medium brown. And the major portion of the body, the longest part, is a dark brown. Then there's the head with a darker part on it. Now, some describe it as a violin. Boy, I'm hard-pressed to say that's a violin, but I can see what they're talking about. So let's look now underneath, and you can see the larger underneath shot of it. Now, this is the one where if it bites you, it begins to deteriorate the tissue. And that means that you are going to get a blister, and you are going to feel, you may not feel pain right away, but a blister arises at the site of the bite and then follows an inflammation. What's happening is the tissue is beginning to rot, and you're going to have a sunken sore. You need to get to the hospital immediately. If you saw the picture of the woman in the paper a few years ago, I think she was in Largo. She wound up losing her leg. So I'm showing these to you because I do a lot of gardening, and I know certain spiders, but I don't know others. Just be very cautious. Don't go out there in bare toes. Don't go out there without gloves. Be very cautious. Use your heads. And when you're digging around in the bushes, I now wear a hat because, you know, my hair's in the bushes. Something could nest in there for the next 3 hours. I would never know it. So wear a hat and make sure that you're well covered. This is Florida. There are lots of things around here, and you can get these pictures. There are wonderful pictures of snakes, and I will just tell you, we didn't shoot this up. Maybe I'll show it another day. That the coral snake, there's a little ditty that they say, red on black, throw it back, red on yellow, kill the fellow. I remember it this way, the yellow and the red are together. When you look at the coral snake, it's an orangey red, and red and yellow make orange. So if you see anything like that, stay away, all right? The reason I'm showing this to you again is because an awful lot of people do gardening or outside, and I get so many calls from people asking me about spider bites, which is why I call the County Extension Service for you. I guess you think I know everything in the universe, people. I don't know everything, but this is a warning for you, just to be cautious. The County Extension people were an absolute delight. You know, so many times I think, oh, the bureaucrats. I spoke to 3 different people for 45 minutes at the County Extension Center, and they were absolutely wonderful. And I'll tell you who else was wonderful, North County License Bureau and North County Registration Department. They're absolutely delightful people. So, you know, I'm always busy criticizing, but I think it's important that when we criticize, we also pass along good things. And it's nice for everyone to hear you did a good job. Caller, first name and comment or question on Open Metaphysical Questions and Answers.
Hi, this is Karen. I just have a short story. My friend of mine had been suffering from chronic depression, and she had been praying to God for guidance and help through this. One night she had a dream. She was walking along the beach, and she saw Jesus leaning against a tree, and someone said something to him, and he started laughing. And when she woke up, she started laughing, and the illness was completely gone. She was extremely happy. It's been a year now. She hasn't been suffering since. And she said she just praises God every day, and it's just amazing right now.
That's called a miracle or divine intervention. And that's a lovely blessing. I have had some miracle situations like that with myself, with healing, and I know it does help. Green tar helped me, and we've shown green tar here. If Andy can find it tonight, that's the green female figure, and that's Divine Mother in the form of healing. God is amazing. But you know what's interesting? So many people would hear this story say, well, if her friend got that healing, why can't I? Do you understand why?
Right. Well, really, it takes faith, I believe.
No, it not only takes faith, because it doesn't really even take faith. It takes asking and having the doorway open for you. It takes having the karma available to you. Just like people who lose their legs in car accidents, you can pray till the cows come home and you are never going to grow legs. It means that the doorway was opened for her to get this kind of healing. And the karma was also that she needed to ask. Sometimes you get the divine healing without asking, and sometimes the karma is for you to remember that God is there within and without in the universe, and to ask.
Also, yeah, that reminded me, though, when you said the person with no legs, there was someone at a crusade I went to who had no legs, and I didn't see this for myself, but they told me it had happened. Many people saw it. His legs actually grew out. He had been praying that this really happened.
Let me tell you, I know so much about that stuff.
Oh.
Okay, they pull the heel, they pull the shoe so it looks like the leg is growing. The pants legs are different lengths. Those Crusader things are so phony, I cannot tell you, including that Benny Hinn, the guy with the, the Latin one with the hair swirling around, Ernest Ainsley. You can make $50 by going to those places and sitting down in a wheelchair. They wheel you down front. You pretend that you needed a wheelchair. You're $50 for taking the crutches, which you never needed to begin with. That thing, they're a racket, and it's mass hypnosis.
A friend of mine went there. She was cured of cancer. She doesn't have cancer anymore.
She wasn't cured of cancer. She was in remission. Or she was nothing happens there except mass hysteria.
She was healed that day. She doesn't have cancer anymore. I went with her. And
you do. Hold on a second. Calm down. Relax. Relax. Okay. You relax. She was in the stage of being able to receive divine intervention. Her contact with the Christ Spirit, because that's usually what's going on there, is what gave her the divine intervention, not going to these phony crusades. Okay?
Right.
You can get the same thing in your living room.
Oh, of course. But it was definitely Jesus Christ and God that did it.
Right. And also other forms of God heal as well. Okay, so as we yogis say, God has many faces. Right. That doesn't mean Christ isn't fabulous, because Christ is fabulous. Yes, Mary saved my life when I was 17. Green tar gave me a tremendous healing a couple of years ago. God has many faces, and God doesn't care which one of them you pray to. Okay, stay with us for more Metaphysically Speaking. Our next meta moment: mind is its own place, and in itself can make heaven of hell and a hell of heaven. Isn't that interesting in what we're talking about tonight? Using your mind for making things better, even in a difficult set of circumstances, or making things worse when things aren't so bad. You ever meet these people who make everything awful no matter what's going on? I'm not saying don't be honest about what's happening. You know, I understand the power of positive thinking, but I have a lot of people who come to classes and consultations and are very down, just like that gal earlier whose friend got a healing. They say, well, why can't good things happen to me? Well, the fact that you're standing here and breathing and healthy enough to be doing so, that's a good thing. And believe me, no one has more problems than I do, so you're not talking to Miss Pollyanna here. Positive thinking is wonderful because it boosts the endorphins, it keeps the immune system going, it enhances the endocrine system, which is all of your body chemistry. When awful things happen to you, you have an endocrine system drain, your adrenals drain, your pancreas fluctuates with low blood or high blood sugar. Lots of things go wrong. Power of positive thinking is wonderful because it keeps you focused. It's also a very yogi thing to do. Be in the world but not of it. But if positive thinking were the only thing that you needed to do, then everyone would be healthy, wealthy, wise, married to the perfect spouse, have the perfect children, live in the perfect place. No one would ever have any problems. We're dealing with karma. If you are entitled to a healing, you will get one. If something unfortunate is going to happen to you, it will happen. But I always tell you, it's not just the karma of what happens, it's how you deal with it, with dignity and strength and a wisdom, even if you don't quite understand it. If you know that there is a wisdom behind it and accept it graciously and do the very best you can to struggle to make it better, then you've balanced things out. Call our first name and comment or question. Caller.
Hello?
Go ahead.
Hi, I need to ask you if, how you think the world's going to end.
Oh, well, first of all, not for quite some time. And if you had come to my disaster class a couple of weeks ago, the planet Earth is a very important place for soul progress. It's a very important school, and it's not going to be destroyed yet. Are we going to have war? Yes. Are we going to have further plagues? Yes. Are we going to have a shift of the axis? Yes. Probably it'll all start happening in, I see some problems in 97 and 99 and 2000. That's the schedule time frame that we're working with. If everyone on the planet stopped killing animals and eating them, if everyone on the planet stopped doing alcohol and drugs and smoking and started meditating and being kind and gracious, we could push this thing back 20 years.
That's going to be hard to happen.
I know. But you know what? Every person who stops drinking, that's another beam of light. Every person who stops doing drugs, that's another beam of light. Every person that stops smoking, another beam of light. Every person that becomes a vegetarian, that means you can eat eggs because you don't have to kill the chicken. You can have cheese because you don't have to kill the cow. But if you stopped eating animal flesh, another brilliant beam of light, because that's death that does not have to happen. Every time a mother drags her daughter back in the house instead of letting the 12 to 14 to 16-year-old going on a date and keeping the girl from getting pregnant, every time the girl says, 12, 14, 16, 18-year-old girl says, no, I will not have unprotected sex, or I will not have sex at all, I will not bring babies into this planet until I'm ready and happily married, another beam of light radiates. So it starts with you, it starts with me. I already walk my talk, okay? Every time I go to the supermarket, people are always looking in my cart to see what Linda has. Yes, you really don't eat meat. Oh, there's no alcohol in there, okay? About a year ago, and it's been a year since I bought the cream sherry, which I use in soy butter, and I marinate mushrooms in it, cook it and marinate mushrooms, saute mushrooms and onions. I'd explain my recipe. So I walked my talk already. If everyone did, we would have a transformed world. So it begins with you as well. Do you drink?
No, I don't.
Okay. Do you smoke or do drugs?
No.
Do you eat meat?
Huh?
Do you eat animals? Do you eat flesh?
Yeah.
Give it up, because you know we're not carnivores, we're herbivores. What's the largest land mammal on the planet?
I don't know, probably a cow.
Elephant!
Oh, elephant, yeah. We don't eat them, but...
Pardon me?
We don't eat them, but...
You don't what?
We don't eat them?
No. Animal. The largest land animal on the face of the earth is an elephant. It is not a carnivore. It does not eat flesh. It eats only leaves, okay? So if the largest multi-tonned creature on the face of the earth doesn't take flesh into its body for nourishment, understand that you don't need meat. In fact, not only do you not need meat, it hurts your body. So if you stop eating meat, that's going to be such a radiant beam of light. And I don't care what your friends say, smoking kills you, and it's yucky and disgusting.
I tried that. It didn't last long, though.
You know, I tried it as a kid, too, and I thought, this is the dumbest damn thing I ever tried. I don't understand why people do this. It's smelly and disgusting, and it hurts, and it's awful, and you pay money for this. So you stick with your standards, and you're going to be such a radiant beam of light. And then you know what? Some other kids who maybe were going to try smoking or drinking look at you and say, you know, if he can do it, so can I. So you can be an example. You don't even have to say anything. You can just be an example.
All right, thanks.
Okay?
All right.
Keep watching.
Right.
Caller, first name and comment or question.
Brenda?
Yes.
My question deals with reincarnation.
Okay.
I was just wondering, with so many people being born and the population growing, are there new spirits being put into, like, babies' bodies, or how does that work?
Are you saying, or is God creating new souls? Or what are you asking me?
Is there, like, if a baby is born and no one dies at that moment, is a new soul going into that child, or, you know, how does that work?
Okay, every child that comes to the planet, it's a soul that is prearranged for that body. The soul can have lived on this planet before, or it can be from an entirely different galaxy and never have been to Earth before. But just because someone dies and their soul leaves and goes to the astral world, it is not supposed to come back right away. It's supposed to wait at least a generation. Is that what you're asking? Oh, she's gone. We're having some technical difficulties tonight, so please bear with us. Just because a soul is being born doesn't mean somebody else had to die for that soul to come into this new little baby body. Has nothing to do with it. And yes, there is overpopulation, and anyone having children should only have 2 children. We're going to be talking about children overpopulation, in vitro fertilization. You know, there are very few things I agree with the Catholic Church on, but that's one of them. You don't have children in a test tube. And we'll be explaining that in another program. I want to talk about for a second, I know we have callers online, about the Baptists who are now officially in the Southern Baptist Convention in June, have made an official resolution that their 15.6 million members are going to be directing their energies and resources towards the proclamation of gospel to the Jews. They are going to be trying to convert the Jews to Christianity because it's the Southern Baptist position that the Jews need to be saved. They're upset that the Jews are denying their need to come to the Messiah so that they can be saved. This is insanity, people. The Rabbi Leon Klenke, Interfaith Affairs Director of the Anti-Defamation League, said, especially after the Holocaust, Christians have no right to talk about a mission to the Jews. They should talk about a mission to the Christians because it was in Christian Europe that the Holocaust occurred. So the insanity of this is like asking, high schoolers to go back to kindergarten. Christianity is a nightmare. Christ is wonderful. Mary is wonderful. Very special to me. It's the religion that's a problem, people. If everybody would mind their own bloody business and stay home and talk to God and all the dear ones in the universe instead of trying to knock somebody over the head with their beliefs, we would have a much better world. We wouldn't have a world on fire, which is basically what we've got. Caller, first name and comment or question.
Tony?
Yes. Okay, Tony, what's your question?
Yeah, I was wondering, what are some signs of meeting your spiritual mate? How do you know if you've met your spiritual mate?
Well, are you talking about soulmate?
Yeah, soulmate.
Okay, well, soulmate is different from happy soulmate. Soulmates are people that you've been with in many different lifetimes in a variety of different ways. Mother, father, sister, brother, husband, wife. Happy soulmate, all of the above, but that you've been male and female, husband, wife, lovers, very successfully, very happily, very intertwined, very evenly in several lifetimes. That's what you want to go for. Not just someone who seems familiar, but someone who is on your spiritual level. The first rule of contract law, as Harvey Spinowitz, my attorney, will tell you, is that there must be a meeting of the minds. The first rule of spiritual law and happiness is there must be a meeting of the souls. And that's the first thing you should look for. Is there a meeting of the souls? Does this person equal you on the opposite balance, okay? That's why homosexuality is wrong, amongst many things, because the male and female on the planet represent their souls, which are both male and female and in perfection neither, and the balance of the Heavenly Father, Divine Mother, all right? Marriages between men and women are appropriate, not between women and women and men. That doesn't mean they're rotten hell the way the Catholic Church would like you to believe. It means that it is against the divine order of equal opposites, sort of like the yin-yang, okay, the complete balance. I think I have one here as we speak. Yes, I do. I wonder if we can get a close-up shot on this. Okay. I'll hold it here. And you've seen this form before. The male with the female inside, the female with the male energy inside, flowing in a circle of completion. God is both male and female and in perfection neither. This is a perfect example of a total perfect union between male and female. That's what marriage is about. It's about the perfect blending of the inner universe and the outer universe. So if you can say that the person you're with represents this yin-yang sign, then you know that that's the right mate for you. Okay?
That's good to know.
Okay.
Thank you.
What's your question? Did you hear me commenting here about the Baptists trying to convert the Jews to become Baptists?
No, I had to turn my TV down while I was waiting.
What do you think of that concept of the Baptists trying to convert Jews to being Baptists?
I don't think anybody should convert anybody to anything. I mean, what you are and what you choose to be is what you are. And there shouldn't be anyone else telling you, trying to convert you in any way. It's like trying the born-again Christians trying to convert Catholics. I mean, if that's how you were born and raised, or if that's what you believe in, then that's what you have to go with.
Right.
You know, you shouldn't let other people influence you, or at least let them try to influence you.
Right. Very well said. Thank you so much. Okay.
Bye-bye.
How are we doing on time? Do we have time for one more caller? Let's take one more caller. Caller, first name and comment or question, quickly. Quickly. Caller.
Hello?
Go ahead, quickly.
Yes, I'm just curious. I want to know how the healing power of crystals actually work.
Oh, that's an entire program. We're going to be doing that probably in September. Crystals have energy like everything has energy. They have a soul energy. It's a crystal soul energy. They also give off negative ions, which are a tremendous energy grid that is very important around you. And there are lots of crystals that have memory stored in them and thought processes, and they work with your soul energy. That's an encapsulation right there. So when we give the class, make sure you come. We're out of time. We're coming back for Inner Journey, so stay with us. And welcome back. This is where we get a chance to relax and tune into the God energies. Now, some of you have said that you have difficulty visualizing. So tonight I'm doing very easy visualizations of clouds and color. So what you're doing is you're focusing right above your nose, between your eyebrows, with your eyes closed, and to yourselves you're reciting Om, which is the universal sound, which is where Amen comes from. So closing your eyes, and you're going to be breathing through your nose, focusing right above your nose, between your eyebrows. Take a nice deep cleansing breath, filling your whole body, mind, and soul with God's brilliant white light of love, protection, peace, and harmony. And feel your guardian angel taking into a beautiful garden right at the foothills of a beautiful mountain range. Trees and flowers surrounding you. And a brilliant beam of light radiating down upon you. The blessings and love of the Heavenly Father, Divine Mother. Breathe in this brilliant light. Feel it entering the soul, the mind, and the body on every level, every pore, every cell, and every space between every cell. Blessings, clearing, energizing. And slowly descending around you, soft, yellow, golden clouds, wrapping you in gentleness and warmth, allowing you to clear out your disappointments, your fears and insecurities. Feel the soft gentleness of the yellow flowing into your body as the cloud caresses you and fills you with yellow light. Resolve to be clear so that you may take action in your life. And now the clouds are transformed into coral and red and blues and purples. Feel the energy welling up within you to face your life clearly and honestly, and follow the directions that you receive from the God Source. Allow your soul to intuit what you need to make your life more successful, more fulfilling. And the angel of color and healing sends beams of multicolors, peaches and pinks and blues and purples and yellows and reds, fuchsia, every color of the universe. Breathe these colors. Feel the healing, the well-being, the focus and direction forming clearly in your subconscious and conscious mind. The angels of healing, the angels of direction are surrounding you with their intensity and love. Everything is clear Your path to self-improvement is vividly within you. And feel your soul rising up into the heavens to the crystal castle of enlightenment, gentleness, and peace, where you're surrounded by angels and all forms of God, giving you encouragement and love. And God's brilliant white light beaming into you in every moment, filling you with love and radiating across the planet, out through the galaxies and back again. God's brilliant white light of love, protection, peace, and harmony. For we are one with God, for we are one with the universe. And welcome back. If you want to learn how to meditate and relax, people, or even if you just say, I want to relax, I don't know if I want to meditate yet, but I want to relax, pick up my 2-cassette kit. You can pick them up in my office. You can pick them up through Chondo Taekwondo. You can pick them up at the Oak Trail Bookstore, and you can get them through other bookstores in the area. This is a wonderful way for you to begin to take control over your life. They are not subliminal. They are not hypnotic, people. It's for you to finally take control over your life. Another side teaches you to get rid of your disappointments and sorrows and bring a new joy. And the final side teaches you how to tap into your own true potential. So get on in there and pick up the Inner Journey 2-cassette kit, and I know that these are going to make a wonderful difference in your life. This is Open Meta. You can ask anything you want or personal questions as well. Caller, first name and comment or question. Caller.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah, I certainly am.
I'm sorry. My name is Mike.
Hi, Mike.
And I'm asking you, do you believe in spirits?
Well, yeah. Don't you?
Yes, I wanted to say, can I say that I spoke to one, or is it being out of line?
You're speaking to one now. I mean, I'm a spirit. I'm just a spirit in a body like you are. Spirits without a body are what we think of as spirits or ghosts, but they're not.
Well, gone spirits, you know, someone that's passed on.
Yes. Yes.
I spoke to a girl named Latlin who had died in Egypt in 1916.
Uh-huh.
And I had asked her a stupid question. I asked her, are you all good?
Uh-huh.
And she answered me, when she did, I was very abrupt. I couldn't believe, you know, she said, no, I'm not all good. So I got a little bit nervous because I know that you're not supposed to speak to only good spirits, you know. And she says, the only person that is all good is God. The word good is godlike, and God is all good. So I had to ask her, can you retain knowledge from books? Because I had read many, many Bibles, and it becomes very confusing.
Mm-hmm.
And she had said to me, there is nothing that you can retain in any book. You can only feel it and live it and believe in it.
Right. Experience it. That's why I did a show a couple of years ago. When you have faith, you can lose faith. When you believe, you can disbelieve. But when you experience, you truly know, and nothing can shake you. So that's interesting. But saying that only God is, and remember God and good, I mean, that's English. But the souls that are totally God perfected, or that I call sons or daughters of God that were split out from God and never had to go through the reincarnated process, are totally perfect and totally good. So,
well, the reason why I'd ask her, if I may ask you this, the reason why I'd ask her this, because I was very confused about, I always ask the question of why children and people and, you know, the bad things are going on in the world, and why doesn't God stop this?
Because God didn't create it.
No.
See,
her answer to me was that God is all good. He has no revenge, and he is not at the position in this plane to do anything. And if you believe in God's way, you will follow into his plane and have everything that you've ever asked for. This is what, this is a spirit talking, not a book.
Well, you know, that's kind of obscure, and it's right, but it's a little obscure. First of all, God made the planet, and humans messed it up. So since God made it correct, and humans use their free will to make a mess out of it, humans also have to use their free will to fix it. And God will not interrupt that flow of lessons. It would be like a teacher, it would be like a kid in 5th grade not reading properly, and the teacher taking away the book and reading it for the child. What is the child going to learn? So since this is a school system, it is important that we learn to fix things up. All right, God doesn't say you're rich, you're poor, you're stupid, you're smart, you're sick, you're healthy. That is the karma that we bring with us in each lifetime. Remember, Hitler was a baby. Okay, so when people say, oh, babies are innocent, they're not innocent. They're souls in small bodies. You don't know what they were like in their last lifetime. So God is perfect and pure, and our souls were when we were split out from the God force. But through action and thought, we either did very well, or we did poorly, or we did mixed, and we're now in the process of fixing things. Okay?
I understand.
All right?
Thank you
Thanks
very much.
for sharing that with us. Okay, do we have time for another caller? Oh, no, yes. All right, they're thinking, no, we better not do that. All right, I want to thank everyone for being here. And remember, I always say to you, meditate, people. That meditation is the golden key to the universe. It is the switch that flips on the energy field that's constantly flowing into us. If you meditate, you experience the universe, and no one can ever fool you. You don't need a religion. You don't need anyone, including me. You just need yourself. And if you just open your hearts and minds to God's universal truths, you're going to know that God and the angels are always with you.